Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and welcome back to the 2016 13 Days of Slime Toy Reviews. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a figure named Lord Contaminus from the Zen the Intergalactic Ninja line from a company called JusToys. That's right, maybe you've heard of this line, maybe not. It's a pretty obscure toy line that came out in the early 90s based off of a comic series called Zen the Intergalactic Ninja. Had a very short-lived toy line by the company JusToys, which you don't really hear about too much in the action figure department. But this series, outside of the comics, spawned a video game for the Nintendo Entertainment System and this line of action figures. Now, I've got Zen here with us because he's the main character, and I wanted to take a look at him as well, but the main figure we're going to be looking at today here is the villain from the line, Lord Contaminus, because he has got a pretty rad slime feature. But first things first, let's go ahead and move him off to the side, and let's take a look at Zen here, because I've got Zen in the package. Now, this is open, but I wanted to kind of show off the box that these guys came in. Look at that. This was $1. Whoa. It's not that known of a line, so the figures these days aren't really that expensive. You might be able to track these down for pretty cheap if it's something that you're interested in. But if you look at the back of the box, you'll see that the figures came packaged with issue number 1 of Zen the Intergalactic Ninja from Archie Comics. Check that out. And if we remove that comic, we can see the backer card there, which gives us a pretty cool comic kind of origin story of Zen the Intergalactic Ninja. And we've got some really neat cross-sell artwork showing the other figures in this line. And there's Lord Contaminus for us. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Lord Contaminus figure a little closer. So like Captain Planet, it's worth noting that the story of Zen the Intergalactic Ninja focused on the Earth's ecosystem. Lord Contaminus, as you can kind of gather by his name, basically wants to pollute Earth. You can see right here, a race of all-knowing beings gravely concerned with the greatest threat to Earth's ecological survival, Lord Contaminus and his Contaminators. So that's the name of Lord Contaminus' super villain group. So it's one of those kind of save the Earth type of toy lines, but honestly, we got some pretty cool looking characters out of it. Lord Contaminus here is a pretty sweet looking action figure. You can see he's got this really neat kind of purple and blue color scheme. Just an overall pretty neat design. Though it is a bit of an interesting sculpt there. I always thought it was kind of weird how his legs are kind of coming out of his body sideways, and he's got kind of this flat look to him. You'll see he's kind of squished together. It's a really strange design choice, but he still really pops. He looks like something straight out of the 90s with those bright neon colors. And honestly, you could fit this guy on your shelf next to some of those other very popular toy lines of the time, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He kind of looks like he would fit right in with a line just like that. Now, there are some interesting design choices here. Like I said, he's a cool looking character, but you got some issues. Take his little staff, for instance. It's kind of a neat looking staff. It's got these skulls on the top. Has a bit of a plunger feel, which is kind of funny. But what's strange about this is he cannot hold on to this staff, like, at all. Look at this. Both of his hands, the slot in the hands is much too small to actually hold on to this. You can't get it in there at all. It just will not press in there. The plastic on the staff is molded much too wide for the slots that they put in the hands of the figure. So he can't even hold on to his one weapon. It's also very soft, very pliable, but yeah, kind of a bummer. I really hate it when action figures can't hold on to their own weapons. And then, of course, he does have a cool little sidekick buddy, which I do really love. And again, another thing that makes us feel a lot like they were going for a Ninja Turtles vibe. He's kind of got this little, like, slimy-looking alien guy who's just a cool little sidekick to have with Lord Contaminus here. So, that's going to bring us to the real reason we're looking at this, his slime feature. let me go and bring this in just to show you what he came with. Now, obviously, this is not going to work for us. This little tube of slime that came with the original figure has definitely seen better days. You can see it kind of leaked out in a little bag and has all but dried up at this point. But just wanted to show that off, that it came in a little tube just like this. And here's a little cutout from the packaging that shows how it works. Pour the ooze into his back, insert plunger, and push for ooze to pour from his face. So this action feature is very similar to some of the other slime features we've seen. It's got the plunger effect, much like the Marvel superheroes Venom that I looked at from Toy Biz, where it's got this little piece in the back. You can see it slides right out. Basically, we're going to put the ooze in there, and we'll use this plunger to press the ooze out of the figure. It's also very similar to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Muckman figure, where the ooze is going to leak out of his face. So pretty cool stuff. Now, I don't mind the plunger so much, but I will say it's very loose on the figure. So if you're planning to, like, just play with this figure as a kid, that plunger is never going to stay in his back. It's always going to fall out. You're probably going to end up losing this or discarding it, placing it to the side while you're playing with the toy, because it doesn't lock into place in his back. So kind of a bummer there as well. But let's look at the slime. The slime feature might be the redeeming quality of this guy. And again, since the slime is dried up, I'm going to be bringing in that trusty Mattel slime from the recent Ghostbusters line, because this stuff works oh so well. So here we go. Let's try to load this up without it leaking too much out of the front before we want it to here. I'm just going to kind of pull out a little glob of the slime. We're not going to need the whole can, obviously. Stick that in his back there. Yeah, that's probably a good amount. All right, so we're going to place the plunger in place. By the way, I love the skull design on the back of the plunger. That is some pretty cool sculpting there. All right, are you guys ready for Lord Contaminus to leak? We get a nice zoom in close shot for you guys. Oh, it's already looking pretty awesome. Here we go. Lord Contaminus's slime feature. Oh, yeah. See, now that is a glorious slime feature. Oh, that is wonderful. Look at it go. How disgusting. It pours out of his eyes, his nose, and his mouth. And I gotta say, I love the way that they sculpted the pupils kind of as part of the face sculpt, so that they still exist even though the eyes are just holes where the slime leaks out. That is a really, really cool action feature. So even though the figure itself might have some weird design choices, I still think he looks really cool, and that slime feature is top notch on this guy. Let's see that again. Let's do it again, shall we? I'm going to stick the slime in his back. Boom, just like that. And maybe now Zen the Intergalactic Ninja is here to stop Lord Contaminus. Nope. Just like that. And now I'm going to vomit slime. Blah. Oh, just like that. You've been contaminated. I don't know if that's actually his catchphrase, but it should be. Contaminated. Well, my friends, there you go. There is a look at Lord Contaminus from the Zen the Intergalactic Ninja toy line. Like I said, pretty easy line to come by. Even can do a search for him on eBay. I ended up picking up Lord Contaminus up pretty cheap on eBay, and if you like slime toys, he's a pretty fun one to add to your collection. Happy hunting, my friends, and until next time. Foolish mortals, it is I, Phantom Dan. I hope you enjoyed this video. Was it a scream? Then be sure to hit that like button. And if you are dying for more slime videos, don't forget to subscribe.